Welcome to Xero Hero, a short video blog from HBA Encompass aimed to make your Xero journey easier. Please note that all the slides today have been created from existing Xero training videos. Xero has rapidly changed in the past few years, so sometimes the pictures are using old screenshots or overseas versions. Where possible, each session is followed up by a live demonstration. If you have any queries regarding any content delivered today, feel free to contact me via email, victoria@hbaencompass.com.au or phone 0754 447094. Welcome to Employee Payment Services.
So let's get on to payment summaries, because it's that time of year. They've got to be, technically they're meant to go to your staff by the 14th of July, and they have to be lodged with the tax office by the 14th of August. The steps in processing your payroll in Xero are really easy. Firstly, we check that the payroll totals balance your general ledger, which should be a bit of a no-brainer because you always want to make sure that you've got the same figures. We then prepare the payment summaries, and then we submit them to the ATO. So Xero suggests here that you go to reports and look at the payroll activity summary. Personally, I don't like that report. I like the payroll employee summary. I think it's a better report. And when we go live into Xero at the end, I'll show you why. The other thing that you want to do is to have it look at your general ledger or your profit and loss to make sure that your wages and your super are equal to what's on your payment summaries. So to get the payroll activity summary, we do all employees, we make sure we've got the right financial year, and we hit update. So what it actually does is it shows you the total earnings, the total tax, and the total super for all employees. Okay, so these figures here are the ones that you should be looking for in your general ledger to make sure that they're correct. But you've got to make sure that you click all up here. Then you have a look at your general ledger summary and you make sure that the movement in all those accounts are the same figures as what we had, which is quite easy. Either your profit and loss or your general ledger summary should give you the same report there. Once you've done that, we go to payroll and employees, and then we click on payment summaries. It comes up with the organisation details. You've got to make sure that in your company setup that all this information is correct and the postal address is correct. The signatory is the person who would normally sign the PAYG summaries, and that you've got phone numbers and fax numbers. You don't have to have the fax number, but you have to have a phone number in there, otherwise it'll come up with an error and won't let you go any further. Then we hit confirm and continue. So it's a bit of an easy process because, like everything in Xero, you just follow the steps that come up. It's nice and simple. Make sure you got the right financial year that's here, and it will then bring up all the employees. You check that your gross and your PAYG are the same as those reports that we pulled up previously, just as a double check that it's correct. Now you can see here that the reportable fringe benefits and the lump sum payments don't automatically come through from payroll. So if you have got people that have got reportable fringe benefits or lump sums, you will need to put that in there. The reportable super will put in if it's processed correctly in Xero. You'll just come across the same as your union fees and any allowance. Once you're happy that what's there is correct, we hit publish. So what happens then is that it comes up and it asks you, do you want to send the payment summaries to employees via email, and do you want to generate a PDF for printing? So when you set your employees up, it asks you for an email address in there. If their email address is set up and you hit send to employee, their PAYG summary will automatically go through to them. If they're also set up on the employee portal, then they will the PAYG summary will be saved in the portal for them to download if they ever need to go back to it. You can also create a PDF and print it out the old-fashioned way and post them out, particularly for employees that have left. Unless you've got a new email for them, their personal email, you can send it through. So when it's published, you get a blue tick. When it's gone to the employee, you get a little head here. Okay. You can unpublish them if there's errors, but generally you don't need to because it should be correct by the time that you get to there. So that's sending them to them. And then it's a matter of how you're going to get it to the ATO. So there's two ways you can do it. You can create an MDUP file and lodge it manually, okay, which is the old-fashioned way that you would have done it in MYOB. And it's just a matter of where it says File Now, you click on the little button and click on Create MDUP, and then save it to your computer. And then you send it to the ATO either via their electronic software or the ATO portal if you have access. The other way that you can do it is you can file it directly from Xero. So it's a matter of clicking on File Now and then hitting Continue. If you have an OS key on your computer, which means that you've got the ability to lodge BAS statements online, you need to upload that for it to go through. Otherwise, simply ask us, because we've all got it on our computers and we can just send it through. It's a quick and easy process. When you submit it automatically, you do have to click that you have read it and you authorised it. If you have an OS key, then you need to put the details in there and hit File Now. But it's a really simple and easy process to actually lodge. Once it's been submitted, then on the payment summaries it shows as pending. Once the ATO have accepted it, it goes green and says accept, so that you know that they've been lodged and you know that they've been accepted. So we go to payroll and employees. You can see there's a little click here to payment summaries. Make sure that you have all your details in here. And hit confirm. Okay, so it's telling me we don't have a physical address in here. So I've just got to go to my settings and actually set it up. So I can just tick that the same as my postal address and hit save. If you had a PO box, you'd put your PO box in there, but I'm just doing that for the sake of what we're doing. So payroll employees, to go back to it. Payment summaries. I have to put my details in again. So it comes through and this tells us that these are all the employees we had for the year. You would check that these figures are the same as the reports that we had before, so ideally you would save them somewhere or print them and scribble all over them to your heart's content. Once we're happy with it, we tick them all and we hit publish. And see how they've all gone blue? And it actually tells you who published them and when. So if you find it's been accidentally done, you can know who to blame. Okay. Then if we hit preview, so you can see here, here's his details, and that's what his PAYG summary looks like. And you can print from there. You can send them to the employee, and you can either send them by email or you can generate your PDF for printing. If we send them by email but don't confirm the PDF, you can see here that each person's been sent it. If it's incorrect, you can hit unpublish and go back and fix something. And once you're finished, you can either click on the file now, and you can see there it creates the MDUP file. See at the top here how it says not filed? That's where it says pending or filed that we were talking about before. So once you've actually filed it, this will go orange and say pending, and then once the ATO accepts it, it will go green and say accepted. Okay, so that's where you go in. So if I go to file this now, I don't know if it'll work or not because it's a demo data, so let's just have a look. Okay, the function has been disabled, but normally you would say yes, upload your OS key or hit no, click that, and hit File Now. So it's a nice, easy process, simple and painless. Gets your group certificates or your PAYG summaries to your staff. As long as you've checked the reports balance off, hit send, ATO gets their copy, and everyone's happy. My name's Victoria Berry. I'm one of the directors of HBA Encompass. So if you need to contact me, my email address is victoria@hbaencompass.com.au, or of course our phone number is 0754 44 7094. Thanks for listening.